we sort of had to do it. We had to. You can't go to Bend, Oregon and not visit the final Last Blockbuster. You just can't do it. We'll fix this white balance later. It's all blown out with, first light. Yeah.
So given the ankle injury and the fact that the rest of the week will be snow in the Rockies, and below average temperatures, like down to the 30s and 20s in some areas, I made the decision last night to continue on to the coast as opposed to going more north in the Central Valley. Really a bummer. I wanted to go visit Muscomoto in Hood River, Salmon, Oregon. And I just wanted to do the Washington BDR too, but just didn't work out that way. So I started heading east, went over the pass, went through Sisters, Oregon, and Detroit, Oregon. 2 towns which I would have seen in the next 3 or 4 days had I continued on the Oregon BDR, but I woke up, it was 38 degrees at like 7 a.m. and it got down to 35 going over the pass. Finally, it hit 60 on the other side of the pass, like right when you get into Salem, it's 60 degrees. So obviously I made the right decision. Went to Best Buy, so it all worked out too, because Salem Best Buy had the microphone I needed for the GoPro, so I was able to do voiceovers again. This is going over the pass by Mount Washington, not Mount Washington in New Hampshire, but Mount Washington in Oregon. I think they should have secured naming rights for one of those coasts. I think New Hampshire should have gotten it by default. Unfortunately, some of this cold weather has followed me, so it'll be warming up a little bit tomorrow. I'm in Tillamook, Oregon right now. Yeah, today I did go to the creamery, got some ice cream. I think Vermont has better ice cream. I also got some cheese, and I think Vermont has better cheese. I also went to a brewery, Pelican Pub. Haven't been there I had their beer in years, and it's been a bucket list brewery for me for a while. I didn't know they were in Tillamook. So that was nice. And, the ride today, I only did 250 miles. It wasn't a big riding day, but somehow I just, the whole day just got away from me. It was I think later on you'll see I did some repairs on the lights. That took a couple of hours of just running around. Finding a campsite north of Tillamook was impossible. I wanted to actually get north of here, by 3 or 4 hours, and then do Olympia National Park tomorrow and catch the ferry to Vancouver Island, but that was basically impossible. And so I'm frustrated, but I keep saying this. This trip has no plan, and so every day is a new challenge, a new thing to deal with, whether it be freezing cold weather, or snow, or ice, or polar bears. I'm wanting to be in Dawson City, Yukon, by Sunday. It's Tuesday right now, and unfortunately, it's going to be 28 degrees in Dawson City. So but here's the thing. No, sorry, Dawson City is going to be 45. My backup was going to be going to Banff and Calgary, but Banff is in the 20s with snow. And so this is Detroit, Oregon, by the way, I'm going through. Looks like a place that a bunch of millionaires build homes that are too big and they never live in them. So just, I was talking to Heather earlier, do I just go south? Do I just go to Death Valley? I'm freaking cold. I'm so cold. This is late July. It's July 18th, it's June 18th. And, AccuWeather has a forecast that says basically all of Northwest is having April weather. This is an April forecast in June. And so, it's really frustrating. This is supposed to be a summer trip and I'm not getting it. So, I don't know. But here we go. Rest of the video.
Big old spruce trees.
Alright, well, I fixed my microphone, or I'm fixing it now, so I have a new one here that's a TRS connection instead of a TRRS connection. These are to cut zip ties, by the way. So we're going to take that microphone into the media mod and then run the wire zip tie it here, and then put the remaining behind this cheek protector right there, which should give us audio to the GoPro reliably. Let's see. Well, if all is working correctly, you can hear me again. We're in Salem, the capital of Oregon, just past the Capitol building, and I haven't seen it in years. I think I last went by it in 2008. I was gonna stop and get some photos, but it's under construction. The whole thing is like covered in scaffolding and stuff. So we're west. We're west of Salem now, and we're going out through the woods. Not through the woods. I've been using Garmin's Adventure Track today a little bit, where what you do is you do your destination in, and then you say you want the most adventurous way to get there, and it adds, you know, an hour, half an hour to your ride. But what you'll do is you'll come across some cool things. So right now we're in the Willamette Valley, which is home to both a lot of Oregon vineyards, but it's also home to the Willamette hop. That doesn't look good. In case you couldn't see it. In case you couldn't see the big black smoke plumes. Good job, Garmin. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. What's on fire? You can finally see a view of where it's coming from, but I can't see what it actually is. Sheridan, Oregon. Just beat that train too. That was lucky. Whew. So I didn't record anything because the guy, you know, I didn't want to be invasive. But anyway, one of my Dixie lights was impaled by that limb on Sunday. Haven't fixed that yet. And then the other Dixie light is now loose on the mount for the crash bars. Clearwater touched both of them on Friday. They may not have tied them out of the way or put thread locker on them, but I'm in a situation now where what I've done is I've found out that it's a 6mm that I need. I verified that by going through this guy. I passed with this guy as a Triumph in his driveway, and as I passed by I saw a tool chest in his garage. So I knocked on his door and said, hey, I need to go through all your Allen keys and all your L keys and figure out which one of these I'm missing, because I have like a 2, a 4, an 8, and a 10. I said, I think I'm missing a 6. And so I put the 6 in the hole and it fits. So I'm like, okay, I need a 6mm. And he gave me a couple of long zip ties to basically get that light remounted, and not remounted, but at least stabilized, so it's not waving in the wind back and forth. And so I went to Napa and bought a 6mm and some thread locker and a couple of locking washers. Alright, we are turning on to 101. It's the 2nd Street Coffee House and Art Gallery. They're not a coffee house or art gallery anymore, but he made me some coffee anyway. I love it. Reminds me a lot of this place in Ghent, Belgium, that this guy got closed down for sanitation issues, but he stayed open, and you had to know a secret passport. He'd serve you beer out of a coffee cup. So he's no longer a coffee house, but still hanging out here. All right, well, we are heading over to our campsite. I booked one nearby because I did not want to get caught with my pants down later and not get a spot. And I'm going to come back into town later and give you guys some more video. Oh. Yeah, this thing is heavy. I can't go that way. It's one way, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, $50, which is a lot of money for a campsite, but it was close. It was available. The National Forest was 43 minutes south of here, and I actually wanted to be like 40 minutes north of here. This all works out. I've got to fix that light. I want to go get some cheese and ice cream. If I have time, I want to go to the Air Museum. So camping in this guy's yard, 6 minutes from downtown Tillamook. Wasn't what I had planned for myself for this evening, but it'll work. I do have a place to edit videos tonight, and I'm close to town, so I can actually go get like a real fancy meal after I eat a whole gallon of Tillamook ice cream. But he does mow it all the way up to here, which is a nice little view of the Tillamook River. And this is their dispersed camping site. Honestly, it's not that dispersed. It's mowed. It's mowed. So yeah, let's get the tent set up. So basically at the rally, Clearwater noticed this was foggy, so they replaced this light. They replaced both lights for the new revision that's more sealed up. And what they didn't do is they didn't tighten up the bolt that's behind there, like the back bolt. It's a bitch to get to. I know why they didn't. So now this kind of rocks back and forth. So I zip tied this fin up. I'm gonna repair that in a second. The other side though, they didn't use any Loctite on any of the bolts. And so it was pivoting back and forth in the bracket and pivoting backwards in this because I hit the tree trunk thing. It pushed this backwards, closer towards the header. So got the tools out. I got some time. It's not too buggy here either. So I'm just gonna do this repair real quick. But the fact they didn't use any thread locker, and I don't think on the other side they used the locking washer, and they forgot that. That's why it's spinning in place. Where is it? This little guy here. I'm not for sure, but I think they forgot to reinstall this guy, which is why it's not, that bolt, there's the 6 mil that's on the back of the bracket right here is completely tight, but it still spins, which means that I don't think it has enough tension on it. So anyway, no thread locker. I bought some Loctite, high strength, and I'm just gonna do the repair right here. All right, we got him back on there. It's been like an hour. It's a bitch to get in there, but both those lights took a beating on the BDR, and then I don't know, they just weren't thread locked, so they just kind of moved all over the place. This one over here on my driver's side is still moving a little bit. I honestly don't know why. I can't blame them for that. It wasn't moving when I left North Carolina. So I've just put some safety zip ties around the top of it to keep it from falling down. It's too high. I want it to be sitting lower, like in the dead center, but it moves side to side a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna leave it there. It's a little bit exposed. If I crash, that light's gonna get hit at the same time as the crash bar does. But I really don't know what to do with it at this point. So if it gets banged up and destroyed, I'll have to buy another one and rethink where these are mounted. And for any naysayers, I had Darlas mounted on my forks for years, and they never had any issues, like 7-8 years. So I don't know, but it's fixed now. I'm gonna go get some ice cream. Cheese. Are there samples? Cheese samples? No. Lots of cheese though.